Hello there, YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well. It's a beautiful Monday morning, July the 31st. Man, summer has flown by. I got 2 weeks before school starts. It's crazy, but that's the way it is. It is the way it is. So summers get quicker and quicker. Of course, there are a lot of people that are going back to school this week. I know a lot of teachers have already went back in some other counties, and the students come back this week. And I'm not looking forward to that. We're doing that next year. But anyway, so anyway, this video this morning is going to be a little different. I've already got some videos ready to go out, but I wanted to go ahead and do this one. This one's going to come before those other ones will come. And I just wanted to show you the power of God and the power of lightning therein. Yesterday evening, which was Sunday, I'd been out here working around the yard. Actually, was out here getting the disc mower ready. Cut some hay today, hopefully. And I was getting it ready, and I kept watching the sky and the clouds coming over. Kept building, and pulled out the phone and looked at the weather and showed a storm coming. You could hear a little bit of thunder in the background. So anyway, I got the disc mower finished up. I actually was changing out the blades. I got one more blade to put on it. And I was working on a bolt off the disc mower in my shop, and wife had gotten up from a nap, and she'd come out here, and she was actually sitting on the side by side. And I got done doing what I was going to do, and I said, well, I'm going in. It started raining. I said, I'm going to go on in. I said, it's maybe it may start raining harder or whatever. Some red coming on what I had seen on the satellite forecast picture or what, radar or whatever. So anyway, we went in. We actually sat down. I think I started looking at some magazines, and she was on her phone. All of a sudden, really, we hadn't had a whole lot of thunder and hadn't had a whole lot of lightning. I don't know really had any. But all of a sudden, we had this huge bang. I mean, just loud, extremely loud bang. And it was a crash of lightning and thunder right in the vicinity. And we knew it was somewhere around our property or somewhere. So anyway, power went off, lost power and all that stuff. So we sat there like, wow. So we sat there, and I actually went to our back door and was looking out the back door. And rain had slowed down some. And I happened to look on top of the man cave. And I said, it hit the tree out back, because there was a long splinter of wood, peeling of wood on the roof of the man cave. So I said, it hit that tree. So I'm going to turn the phone around. Let me get it turned around, the camera turned around, and I'll show you what occurred when lightning struck. All right, so here we are. Got this big tree right here. You see that is the bottom of it. As you move on up, you start to see right there, peel. And you move on up, you start to see more peel. If you can tell it right there, I mean, it nailed the fork of that tree. I mean, it nailed it, because you can see here that tree is forked. That's a pine tree. And it's forked right there, but it started right there or whatever. But the lightning hit it. And you can see all the peel. I mean, it threw that bark and that tree, I mean, just all over the place. But not only did it get that one, it got that one there as well, the big one, right there. As you can start to see, there's a portion you see where it's stripped, right there. I don't know if it was 2 lightning bolts or if it was just one. And they split off. I have no clue. but it hit that tree as well. You see the bark, big old chunks of bark here on the ground. There's a big chunk off of it right there. But it nailed both of those trees. Again, don't know if it was one bolt of lightning or if it was 2 bolts of lightning. But it just peeled that tree. I mean, peeled it. Right there. Now I'll show you now where it went after it left the tree. And now we are, you can tell, the tree is actually through there, right there on the other side of the tractor, okay? And I'm guessing roots, of course, the roots gonna go everywhere. I'm guessing the roots come under here. If you notice the back of this is the Farmall C, look at the dirt all over the Farmall C. And then if we look down here, you can see, if you can tell it, I mean, the dirt's all messed up right there. I mean, you can see all the dirt covering the sprayer here. I mean, just everywhere. And then we come over here, and you see here, root. This root is freshly cut and broken. Now this is the side of the man cave. Look right there. I don't know if that root right there, I don't know if that root went under the man cave or what. And obviously I'm thinking it came from that pine tree. I don't know, it might be coming from another pine tree. I don't know if the roots just ran together or the lightning ran from one root of one tree to another one. I don't know. But anyway, it busted that root there. And I guess it's busted a hole right in the flashing going under the man cave right there. I didn't punch that hole. That was lightning did that. And you can see there, this is a piece of that bark off top of that tree. This is more bark off of that tree. Here's the side of the man cave. If I can get up to it. See on top of the man cave, right there. That's a piece of the bark off of that tree. And see, there's the forked tree right there. Now we go inside the man cave, and y'all know I put lights in the man cave. This is what it did when it got inside the man cave. I cut the wires yesterday to separate what was still there. This is where the power actually comes in to the man cave. And this is what happened. All this was enclosed. This was inside here. So it split that up open. I don't know if you can tell it. It knocked the wires loose. Right there, there's the wire for the outlet. And it nailed that. I'm guessing, I don't know if that's a hot wire side. I think that's, I don't know. But anyway, it knocked that wire loose. Right there, I think that's a ground. I'm not sure. Knocked that loose. Like I said, it just shredded the rubber coating on the outside of these wires. And like I said, with this one, it is the same thing. Burnt that, that's the hot wire, and it burned it. There's no cut rubber coating on it whatsoever. And this is the outlet cover. Just blew it off, broke it to pieces. That's the outlet cover that was on the outlet. Didn't do anything to the light switch that I know of. I'll have to check it if I put power back in here. And then here is actually where the wire goes under the building. And it actually carves that hole there. And of course the wire actually runs right along the ground here. Over to that dirt spot right there. Now coming from my man cave, and my shop. They're all hooked. Both of my man cave and my shop are hooked together. If you could see here, there's a wire right there. It runs all the way down. We're in the garage now. It runs all the way the length of the garage. And it comes in right here and joins together, okay? Now, if we come down here, you see here, and an outlet right here. It ran over to our garage and it hit this outlet, and I cut this off. This is the outlet, or what's left of the outlet. And that's what it did to the outlet. It just blew it up. You can see some remains of it right there. That's the box. It had an outlet cover on it and everything. Wasn't but one outlet in it. It's got a double box, wasn't but one outlet in it. And it had a cover in it. And that's, like I said, that's the outlet. And it blew it just to pieces right there. And I cut my wires so if the power come on, but it tripped the breaker, so I didn't have to worry about it coming back on. Now this is the box of those wires coming from my shop and my man cave. They all come here, or the one wire comes here and joins in. This is the cap. It blew the cap off of that and just blew those wires apart right there, going into the electrical box. From this point, really don't know what happened. It did trip some breakers. Ended up hitting our air conditioner, knocked it out, and it hit our stove and knocked our stove out. Everything else is good. Luckily, thank the good Lord above. And from here, we're not really sure what happened, but just wait till you see the next thing that I'm fixing to show you on the opposite side of the house. We're on the west side of the house now, again, where the utility box is. I'm fixing to go to the east side of the house now and show you what else happened. I'm now on the east side of the house, and this is actually our fiber optic box, where our fiber optic internet comes in. And if you can tell it, there is a hole there, and it actually looks, and I think it did, yes, it blew out some of the insulation there on this. I'm guessing, I don't know, that may just be the way the guys cut it and covered it, but it almost looks like it blew it. But it blew out a hole here, blew out a hole there. And if you can tell it, that's dirt that it blew all the way up, all the way to the overhang coming off of our roof. It blew dirt all over. You can see all the dirt on the window ledge there. Dirt all on the side of the house. And there on the box and all. But I reckon that lightning ran under the house. It followed something and ran under the house. This is actually our old telephone box, an internet box from Windstream. It's not in use anymore. But what it followed, we don't know, because this line here actually runs under me. It doesn't go under our house. It runs under me and out through the yard to actually that utility pole right there. And that doesn't go under our house whatsoever. But what it followed or came and followed underneath, we have no idea whatsoever. But it followed something and nailed it. Didn't knock the fiber optic out. We had to get calling and get them to reset it, or the guy to do something with it. But he got it back working in about 10 minutes. So that just shows right there just the magnitude and the power that is in lightning. Like I said, it really wasn't. There was like some wind and rain was coming down, but we didn't have a whole lot of thunder and lightning. It was just that one bolt and jolt of lightning. And like I said, I don't know if it was one or two because of hitting both of those trees, and those two trees are, I don't know, 25, 30 feet apart. I don't know. I don't know which one it hit first. Has no clue if it was the same bolt of lightning. So, but it just shows that's the power of God, and what can happen. And so you do have to be very careful. A lot of people take thunderstorms for granted, and you can't. I mean, that's God working, and you can't take that for granted in any case. I know y'all gonna watch a video in a few days where we did some turkey, spreading turkey litter, and I'd went out the day before and was checking on my uncle. He was doing a lot of it, and I'd went out to check on him later on in the evening, and his fiance was over there as well, and me and her was sitting there talking, and she ended up leaving, and my uncle quit for the day. And me and him had rode on the side-by-side somewhere, and we came back, and we were sitting there talking. He was actually getting ready to do some more litter. And we could see a storm coming up, but I done looked at the radar, and it showed it going around. But all of a sudden, about 50 yards from us, lightning just come down, nailed a tree about 50 yards from us, and we took off. He jumped in his truck. I pegged out the side-by-side and come on home. And when I got home, the bottom just fell out and rained for about 2 hours straight. So we had to be careful when them storms. You got to watch out in the distance. You got to keep your eye to the sky when those things come up. So again, just the power of God, and God showing his power there. And we're grateful and we're thankful that we didn't lose our home. The things that are lost, our stove right now is looking like maybe the only thing that we lost. And if it is, thank the Lord above. And we can get another stove. We can't replace ourselves, and and God protect us from that. And we're thankful to him for keeping us safe through those storms. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that a lot of power and God's grace being with us. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe, comment. Hope y'all have a blessed day and a blessed week. And keep God first. Keep God first in all things. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you in the next one.